World War II mock. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do next, but I'm hoping it'll involve this treetop that I just made. And that's using a couple of my parts from my newest video, or it's not really my newest video, but anyways, it was a haul video that I filmed before. But anyways, I'm probably going to be creating a sort of city-style mock here. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do, but I guess I should just start with something here. So I'm going to start with a road. Just kind of goes through here, and then I'll decide what to do next. Of course, when more people join in, probably ask for your opinions. And I'm going to go in on my other device real quick, so just give me a second. And I'll be in 1 second. And sorry, kind of multitasking right now. Anyways, this is my first stream in a longer time than normal. I normally stream every Sunday, but I missed last one because I was just feeling rather unmotivated. I don't think there was much else to it. I was a little bit sick, but I'm not going to blame it on that. And shoot, we are good. Alright, so I'm going to finish with this road. I do like how it's looking so far. Now what I might try to do is some sort of liberation mock or something to do with the end of the war. I'm not quite sure, but that's kind of what I'm going for here. Again, I don't really have a theme going into this one, but sometimes that's how my best mocks have turned out. Sometimes I literally start building a mock, and then I just come up with a name and whatever it was supposed to be later. So I'm hoping that's what'll happen with this one. Again, not quite sure, but you're never sure with these things. Okay, so what I'm thinking is I could have like a sort of plaza in here, and this could be like a road that just kind of leads to an elevated area up here. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do here. Again, I just kind of gotta wait for more people to come on. I did kind of give a short notice on this one, but I'm not sure how this one's going to turn out either in terms of views. My last couple have been pretty good before I let off a little bit. No, I kind of like that. I'm not sure. I'll just leave it up. Thank you, Shamus. I'll just call you that for now. Don't really know what I'm building right now, but I'm just kind of going with the flow. You always want to add some texture. You do your streets, it just adds something a little bit nicer than just putting down a whole big plate of this and calling it a day. I feel like it looks a little bit nicer. Already 1 like and a good first surge, so I'm hoping this will be a pretty good stream. It's never really fun when it's not, but I can survive, I can manage. Alright, I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sort of make a cracked sidewalk. I think I'm going to make this a Berlin mock, something to do with Berlin. I'm not sure though. And we're back down from the surge, I believe. I'm not quite sure. I'd imagine that's what just happened. Okay, so I could do something like this, and then just like... Yeah, that would look cool. Might try to do something like that. And then I can just end that up right there. So I'm just gonna give this a second and try to figure it out. I'm I'm gonna move some stuff around 1 second. So I think I'm gonna make it like an end of the war mock where maybe a whole bunch of POWs are marching through Berlin. I'm not sure how this is gonna turn out, but that's kind of the goal. Figured out as I go. Again, I haven't really built in too recently. I normally build every week, but again, last week I didn't, so stop doing this. Now, I might also try to figure out how to implement this treetop that I built, but I'm not sure how well that'll fit into this German city theme. Okay, so we got that right there, and then I'm probably going to finish it off with just a smooth plate, because you always want to vary them up, especially if you're making a rougher sidewalk, more worn through like it would have been. Now, I'm just trying to find some pieces. Hi, I love Legos. Hello, Mackenzie. The Lego addiction begins. Why is Lego so expensive? Well, same question with everything. Why is everything so expensive? It's a big question. I'm not sure why specifically with Lego, but if everything gets more expensive, Lego's got to follow suit. Okay, so you got like the crack in the sidewalk, and I do like how that's looking. Maybe it's a little bit too, I don't know. I might try to figure out a way to make that look a little bit better. I'm not sure if I like it right now. Maybe something like that instead. I don't know. I'll figure out something. I'm just going to get out a couple of bins to sort of start this off. I'll buy all your Lego in your house for $100. Yeah. No. This stuff's worth a lot more than that. It's like just the stuff that I have for this custom. It's a lot of money. I don't think you probably have that much money. It's like a concerning amount. It doesn't look like a lot when you're just looking at the sets or whatever, but it does add up. So I'm kind of making this a rougher, more like beaten up looking area. And I probably don't, but I'm a gambler. Magic combo right there. Now, I'm not sure if my mod is going to come on at any point. I did kind of give a short notice for this stream, but you never really know with these. It's always mixed results. So I might grab out some Germans and just try to figure out how this will look if I have them sort of surrendering. So this is probably one of my favorite of my custom Germans that aren't all pad printed. But I do like this. I like the camo pants. Might not be an official camo pattern, but I found it in a misprint kit that I got from United Bricks, I believe. And it's pretty cool. I do like how it looks. And then there's just the basic troops. I have a couple of these. So I'm just going to line a couple of these up and figure out how this is going to look. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Do you have good Lego? Yeah, I do like the World War II theme. That's what I do on my channel. Do you have good Lego? Yeah, I guess. There's not really a great way to answer that question. I have a lot of World War II stuff. I can show off a couple if you stick around till the end of the stream, but for right now, I'll probably just kind of, I don't know, probably just keep it out here. Anyways, Call of Duty fan. I don't know if you're asking me if I'm a Call of Duty fan, but I'm not. I actually don't play a lot of video games, but... Okay. So, we're doing pretty well with this column. I kind of just set this up randomly, but it's kind of turning out pretty good. I have a couple of wounded Germans with all their, like, parts in here. Now, I am liking this so far, so I might try to grab out a couple Americans that are kind of just guarding this. Americans that are... Yeah, it might not be like Berlin as much as just any other German city. But I do kind of like this idea. So I'm going to try to find a gun for this guy, if I can. 2 likes, pretty good. Always off to a pretty good start when I can get that. And I think I'm going to give him probably one of those and another one, an M4 A1 Thompson. May I ask what inspired you to like the World War I and World War II theme? That's a good question. So basically, I went to my local brick shop. It's Andy's Brick Shop. It's around in Pennsylvania. It's a very cool place, and they have a really good selection of stuff, but they had a whole bunch of custom Lego stuff, and it was just really cool to look through that. That's mainly what inspired me. Otherwise, I don't know what I would say totally inspired me, but that's probably it. I just bought my first couple of parts there. They were fake, but I've taken a turn. I really don't like fake Lego now. Okay, so got this guy over here and another one. I just gotta finish the minifig 1 second. Making a mess of this. There we go. No, that's not the right one. Now, I'm kind of going for like a battered look on both sides to show that the war's kind of taking a toll on both of them. You always kind of want to make it look like... You always want to include everything in the story. So, like, I could include this beaten up head for one of the figs, or I could just do, like, a classic head. How helpful is the orange thing, the brick separator? Very helpful. Probably one of my most used Lego tools when I do these. I mean, without it, I probably wouldn't be doing so well in these. Because there's just, like, no matter how many bricks you place, you're going to make a mistake. Like, I've already probably made a few. And I've used it. So if you don't really use that, then it's probably going to be a problem, actually. Yeah, I think I'm going to use this sort of shell-shocked face that is an Anakin Skywalker face. And I might just give him this headpiece. Now, if you couldn't tell, these guys look pretty battered. Look like they've been through a war, and so do these Germans. So that's kind of the look I'm going for. Just a whole bunch of soldiers that have been battered by war. Some of them are surrendering. Kind of, not to get too philosophical here, but to show that there are no winners in war. Now, I do kind of like this. We're about staying at the same. At least it's not dipping, and I don't think the stream's glitching, which is always a good thing. Okay, so we got the 2 kind of guards that are guarding the convoy. And I do like that, so I think I'm going to focus on the houses in the back behind this. And again, I'm going to focus on making them seem a little bit more battered and kind of destroyed. Like they've been through war. Do I have any of those parts? Yeah, I do. Just 1 second. Three viewers, pretty good. I am pretty happy with this one so far. I might try to do an angled sort of building, because those are always fun to do. But I'm not sure, because I don't want to mess it up if I'm going to be doing an angled building. I feel like those just add more character to a mock, though, so it's not a bad idea. I might actually just try to look for some parts right now. Okay, so what you're looking is for some of these wedge plates. If I can find some, I can show them to you guys, but you're kind of looking for... Man, do I really not have any? I don't think I used all of them. Okay, so you're looking for stuff like this. And these kind of create pretty good angles if you're trying to build a wall like I'm trying to do. Otherwise, you'd probably want to find some other angled piece. There are other ways to do angled walls, but I feel like just kind of... shoot, I just lost my train of thought. I'll find it eventually. So basically what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get a couple of these plates. I'm going to find a 6 long one. Now, kind of the key to this is if you can find the right combination of these parts, you can make it sort of look greebled. I don't know if you guys know what that word means. Okay, we're nothing new in the chat, which is no problem, but thought I just saw something new. Maybe it's... I don't think it's glitching. I hope it's not glitching. Okay, now before I do anything, I'm probably gonna try to figure out how this angle is gonna work. So it's gonna be kind of facing this way. So I'll have to probably place the double stud somewhere there. I'm not sure though. I have to find the piece that I'm even talking about. There it is. Okay, so I'm gonna throw that down there, and I'm just gonna start making the wall. Hopefully some of my regulars join in. I'm not sure. If not, it's already going pretty well. About as good as you can expect nowadays. And like that. Nothing new in chat again. But just gonna keep pushing on. So I do like that kind of stone texture that I'm able to add in there. And if I can just place that somewhere over there. I'll have to figure out all the angles and stuff for this. Just give me a second. Again, I didn't plan this one out too well. Kind of just came up with this when I got back, but I'm already excited to see how this will take shape. Background noise, that's my dogs. Apologize. Nah, I shouldn't even apologize because literally nobody's watching. That's a 0. I'm surprised that that's not really happened as of late. I haven't seen that one in a while. But it says 1 on my other one, which I know is more reliable, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. We're doing well on time, and I'm just focusing on the buildings right now, so it shouldn't take me too long. Yeah, it's not going up either. That's kind of a problem. I'm not sure if it's glitching or not, which is kind of my problem with this. You can never really tell what's happening. Okay, so if I go like that, then that will kind of stay there and stay at the angle that I kind of want it to be. There maybe? I'm not sure. You wouldn't really be able to... Do you ever feel like biting Lego? Sometimes I do, because I'm building, but otherwise I don't really think about that. No, not really out of free will, I guess. Do I need to... I might need to add another one of these in, because it's kind of just moving around a little bit. Doing pretty well. Just kind of trying to figure out how I'm going to connect these parts. I'm already making a mess in my workspace. I just cleaned it up before the stream too. Which is kind of a shame. Okay, there we go. So if I put that back in, shoot. Okay, just give me a second. You know, Anakin as a child, that goggles helmet dude looked like Star Wars Lego character. Oh yeah, these are my classic World War II guys. Yeah, I guess I could see it. I do know the young Anakin. I get that. And I get the reference. Okay, so if I do this right, I should be able to connect these. I'm not sure though, which is kind of my problem. I've been saying that a lot, which is kind of my problem. So again, there is background noise. Can't really do much about it because my family's over. Priorities though, I guess. Not really priorities. Alright, we're doing pretty well on views again. Dropped back out of 0, which is pretty good. I'm not sure if it glitches out or something, or if that's the problem, but sometimes I get like zero viewers. Which is kind of concerning when I'm doing stuff like this. No, that's better, but I'm trying to figure out what the conversion or whatever I have to do here is. So basically what I can do here is, that's pretty good by itself. Okay, I figured it out. This is the boring part, because I'm trying to figure out how I can actually connect these parts. But I think I figured it out. The keyword is, I think. I do not know. I think. I assume. Again, we're doing pretty well on time here. About 35 minutes till the end. I wouldn't say it was off to a rocky start, but it was kind of jarring when I had 0. I don't think I've gotten it for like a long time. Four viewers. It's pretty good. Again, just packing a couple of parts here. And then, if I place that in about there, then I can find another one of these parts, place it in, and we should be about good. Now, what I might also try to do is, just to kind of nail in what I'm trying to go for here, is I might try to put like a person behind this wall, brushing up all the rubble and stuff like that. because I feel like that would show that everybody struggled during the war. And I feel like that's kind of just a interesting idea here. And it's a good idea for what I'm going for. Okay, I'm going to clean up my area a little bit here. So just bear with me for a second. Back to 1 viewer, no problem. As long as I have 1, I'm alright. It's just when it gets to 0 that I'm a little bit concerned. And Duolingo's bothering me. Great. Like my day could get any better. Okay. So. I'm just kind of trying to create an effect here with this dark tan. Because I know that looks good when you kind of differentiate the colors. Okay. So I do like that. Maybe just add another 1 over. I think that's probably what I'm going to do. Back to 2 viewers. I don't know if Darth Clorox, if your messages are coming in late or what's happening here, but I might not be getting them at the right time. I'm just speculating here. It's happened before. So, we got that right there. It's pretty good. So, we got the brick wall. I don't know if I should replace this with just a regular sort of slab, because I feel like it's just kind of in the middle of everything and doesn't really connect to the wall. So I think that is what I'm going to do. There we go. That's looking a little bit better. I do like that. And shoot. Okay, so I got these 2. And those will fit in nice. And I can just slide that in right there. And that kind of finishes off what I was going for here. So that's all good. And we have the wall finished. So I'm going to place in a couple of these plates and stuff like that. Finish off this section. Make it look all nice. At least as nice as I can make it. Without messing up the look that I'm going for here. Still nothing new in the chat. Again, I'm not sure if that's on my end or somebody else's end, but okay. So if I place that correctly in there, then that's pretty good. And I'm just gonna finish placing in all these parts. Don't see anything new in the chat, so I'm not that surprised. Now, I think the interior would look cool on this one because it would just kind of show the aftermath and destruction of what happened. And so I think that's what I'm going to go. What's up, Vipa? Welcome to the stream. Again, I'm just kind of making up these names, so I'm sorry if I do mispronounce them, but that would be my fault. Okay, so I'm going to create a sort of civilian that's kind of going to be sweeping all the rubble away here. Long time no see. I don't remember you. No offense, but I don't remember you. So if anything would jog my memory, then feel free to let me know. I'm just not sure if I'd remember. Okay, so we got this sort of just guy right here. It's pretty simple. Nothing's too special about him, but he's going to kind of be cleaning up the streets after the war, pushing away some rubble. And we are doing okay on time and views. Of course, okay. Not great, but good enough. Okay, so I think we're just going to kind of have him mid-shovel. And he's going to be cleaning up some of the rubble from the wall that's behind him. I'm not sure how this is going to fit in, actually. Maybe something like this. No, it's a little bit cramped. That's my problem here. If I add him in anywhere, it's just kind of rough. Now, what I might try to do then, because that is sort of a problem if I'm doing this, I might try to place that in there and then fill in the rest of the spots. And then place a pillar in here, because that would solve my problem, I think. Hopefully. Maybe. Okay, so we got that. And I can just place down a couple of pillars in here. Oh, I don't know. Welcome to the stream. I'm just building a mock right now. Doing pretty well on it. I'm pretty happy with the results of this one. This is just kind of the aftermath of World War II. I'm a World War II related channel, so it's kind of what I do during these mock buildings. Of course, you can't actually see what I'm doing right now, but I'm just kind of trying to find some parts right now. I'm going to move my my minifig box back, because that's kind of... I don't need that in the middle of everything. Hey RTW, welcome to the stream. You're actually about at the middle point, so welcome. I'm building a LEGO World War II mock, as usual, but this is kind of the aftermath of World War II. Decided to switch it up a little bit. There we go. I'm working with this angled wall here. It's kind of a new technique. I wouldn't say a new technique, but first time using it in a while, so. I might do a cracked plate here, because I feel like that would add some detail, I guess. There we go. One more of those, and then probably a smooth plate that I can add in there. We're doing... My battery is getting pretty low, so I'm wondering if I can switch charger on devices. This might interrupt the sound. I'm sorry if it does, but it shouldn't be awful, hopefully. Can only hope. But basically, that kind of completes this wall section, and I can probably fit this guy in now. So he's shoveling up all of the rubble that's around here. Or if I can fit him in, like, that's my problem here. I can't fit this guy. Maybe over here, and he's kind of walking in. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do this. I do like the angled wall, though. at the very least, that's probably going to stick around. I could make them left-handed. You know what? We're making them left-handed. Solves all my problems. Anything new in the chat? Nope. Or at least not that I'm seeing right now. Okay, so we got the guy shoveling stuff right here behind, showing him kind of rebuilding. And I think I'm just going to add the pile of rubble in a second, so I'm going to have to take him out. Oh, man. Good work. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, I am happy with this one so far. I do like kind of the effect that I'm able to create here. Okay, so we got all the rubble in there. He's cleaning it up, trying to rebuild what he's got here. And I think I'm going to add in a couple more of these parts. I am happy with this one. I really like the angled wall. As I said before, I do like it. Especially from this side, I feel like it looks really cool. And add some detail. Do I have that part? Do I have any more? Yes. Okay, good. Okay. So, I think I'm going to build a sort of... I'm probably going to use these parts. I'll show you these parts next. But I gotta kind of put some of my other parts back so that I don't muddle all this up. So just give me another second. I've been saying that a lot. Okay. So I'm thinking this could be like a sort of parlor or something. And I'll just kind of make it look like some sort of stereotypical shop. Maybe a little bit damaged. Maybe the glass will be broken. I don't know. But I'm going to start off with just making sure this area is ready for whatever I add to it. Nothing new in chat as of the time that I looked at it. Okay. So I could add a door in here, which I might actually do real quick. I think I'm gonna change this up a little bit. Actually landed right back in the bin if you saw it. So I'm gonna rip all this up and try a different approach because I want to make a specific type of door. Because I don't actually have like a door frame or anything that I can use, which is kind of a problem, but I can work around it. Looking pretty good so far. I might not have this building have an interior, so I might just have it be sort of simple. And I'll have to go for a more complicated approach another time. There we go. Nothing new in chat as of yet. do kind of feel like I have to keep adding that because I'm not sure if my chat's different than yours. Gonna keep adding parts in here. Again, nothing new in chat. This is... Do I have that part? Yep. I keep asking. It's this specific part. I feel like I don't have any, but I just gotta sift around. Okay. So, I think I'm gonna have these two brick patterns, followed by just a sort of... You know what? I'm gonna change that thought. We're gonna just do a dark brown in the middle, because I do like those little splotches. I feel like they add some texture, make it look more interesting. So if I add that in there. Now you see, I don't really scroll on live streams too much because there are some interesting things you can find. I really don't feel like finding those. But I wonder if people are scrolling and coming back, because like that might explain why I keep getting comments at different times. That would make sense. Again, I'm not too used to this sort of live streams. I do them, but I don't really watch them myself. Okay, we're doing pretty well on time. Stayed at 2 likes, but we got a lot of people who joined at the beginning, so that was nice. Fun to see. Again, just trying to add some texture to this thing. I'm gonna finish this wall first. That's gonna be my priority. And yeah. Again, I can't finish a thought for the life of me, so that'll have to do. Okay, so I think I'm gonna worry about the door now, because I can kind of add that in whenever I want to. So I think I'm gonna do it now. Basically, doors are pretty simple. You just want to grab a couple of these 2x2 bricks, and probably one of these if you're going for the door that I'm doing. You stack 4 of them under that piece, because 5 of these bricks are as tall as 6 of those bricks. So basically you add that in there. I'm going to try to find a brown plate, but if I cannot find a brown plate, then I'm kind of in trouble. I swear I had some. I was just using some. There it is. Okay, so we got a brown plate here. I'm not going to add a handle or anything, but you can basically just add on these plates. It creates a cool effect. I do like how this one looks. But basically it's a pretty simple effect, but I feel like it looks really good for doors. So you can just kind of place that in. It's simple, but it looks pretty nice, and it kind of is flush with the mock. I'm actually very happy with that one. I do like how that looks, kind of paired with the red. I'm going to save the masonry brick for another part of this. I feel like that's not a bad idea, saving the masonry. Again, I do kind of got to spread out some of these parts. So, 1 second. No, that's not what I'm looking for. again, nothing new in chat, so I'm going to keep building. We are at 1 viewer, probably me. My stream is population me. But I'm just going to put a whole bunch of parts in here. And I'm going to find maybe. Gotta finish my sentences. But I'm going to grab one of these and a couple of these 1x1s. And I'm going to place them in a pattern that kind of creates a streak, sort of. So when I do that, and then I grab a different part from here. Sorry if my head got in the way of that, but I'm just adding a couple of different parts in here. And I feel like it creates a pretty convincing looking streak in the material that, whatever it is, I'm not even going to try to think of it. I kind of feel like I go brain dead whenever I start these streams. I just can't finish a single thought. Okay, so then we're going to place these bricks in this sort of pattern around here. I do like that I kind of changed the angle of the wall so that it's more flush with the rest of the mock. So I feel like that turned out pretty well there. Happy with that. And again, I want to add in a couple different colors to make this wall sort of unique compared to some of the other parts of this. So adding in some light brown doesn't actually hurt. It actually looks pretty decent when you pair it with the rest of the colors. Now I'm going to add a masonry brick in up there. Of course, you can't really see this side of the mock too well, but I don't want to leave it undetailed. Again, nothing new in chat. So I'm going to add in this part right here. This is another brick. Another sort of variant of the brick. And I do like how that looks. So we kind of got the base of this shop or whatever finished. I might add in a couple more parts, and then I can finish it off with a black roof because I think that would look pretty slick. But I'm not entirely sure, of course. There we go. Just gotta find a couple more parts to throw in here. I think I'm gonna throw in that probably, because that's a sort of brick pattern. No, that's not quite right. Not quite what I'm going for here. There we go. And I might just throw in another one of these dark browns, because I feel like those look pretty decent. Of course, never really know with these how it's going to turn out, but I'd like to think that that would look decent. Nothing new in the chat. So I do kind of like this texture that I was able to create around this. It's just kind of, I don't really know how to describe it, but it's sort of, yeah, I don't know how to finish that sentence. I like the texture. How about that one? Like the texture, think it looks pretty cool. Okay. Okay, so again, nothing new in the chat, but I'm very happy with how this mock is turning out. Best one I've had in a long while. Not actually. Actually, not really. I've had a lot of good mocks recently, so I'm happy with that. And that's basically it for the base of the house. I just kind of got to add a roof, which I have all the parts for. So just bear with me for a second as I try to add that in. I'm going to move some of these parts around. And then I'm going to add in the back of this actually before I even add in the roof. And already this has taken shape. I'm very happy with how this turned out. It's a smooth mock compared to some of my other ones that were not so smooth. I'm just happy with how it turned out. So I'm just going to add in a smooth gray to this. You don't got to do much on the back side of this because that's not the part that everybody's going to be seeing. But I do like how it turned out. So I'm just going to finish it off real quick. Okay, again, nothing new in the chat. Keep looking though. I feel like I'm a broken record when I keep saying this, but just shows that I'm actually paying attention, hopefully. Okay, so I'm gonna throw in another one of those. There it is. And last but not least, that part. So you got the base of the house done. Maybe throw in another one of these parts. But now I'm going to focus on the roof. So if you can just give me a second, I'm going to put all my stuff back because I'm basically finished here. I am pretty happy with how this one turned out. I do like it. This is about how I thought the stream would go, to be honest, but it's not horrible. So we got the Americans walking the convoy down the street, making sure that nobody does anything to the prisoners. And I think I might even add another one if I can fit them in, because I feel like, or I could add in like a person. It's kind of angry. Maybe that. I feel like that would look cool. So I'm going to do that real quick because that is kind of a good idea. I do like that. I don't really have many civilian bodies in here. It's kind of my problem here, I guess. Kind of like that. I'm not sure if that's like a citizen look, though. I'll find something in a minute. Just give me a second. You know what? I'm just going to throw in another American at this point. I feel like there's not much else I can really add to this, so another American is not a horrible addition. And I can, of course, add in a sort of rugged scarf here that'll kind of add some character to this guy. I don't know, maybe do like something like this. You don't need a lot of complex parts to make a good looking minifig, which is kind of what I like about these World War II ones. I feel like you don't need to add as much detail as some people say you do. Just trying to grab a part right now. 1 second. Okay, nothing new. Man, I still do have a little bit of a sickness, but it's definitely not nearly as bad as it was. Okay, so we got the last American. I'm gonna add him in with another rifle. You might be holding it a different way just to show they're all different soldiers. I don't know. I'm all out of the philosophicals right now. Okay. So we got all these troops over here, and we got a person out back that's kind of digging up all the rubble. I do like that kind of alter storyline. We have somebody who's actually cleaning up after the war. All civilians that have to deal with all the death and destruction that happened. So I'm gonna add in this roof section. And then I'm going to probably finish this because it's basically done after I do all that. Again, I'm very happy with this one. So it's always fun when I can make one like this. I feel like I'm always at a lack of parts and stuff like that, but when I'm not, I can really make some pretty cool stuff. So I might have to add in just a whole bunch of those, although I'm not entirely sure. Okay, so here's the problem. I don't have enough parts, and that is a major problem if I'm really going to go through with this plan. I might just end the stream with it looking like this, which is not horrible, but not exactly what I was going for. But then I'll finish it off stream. So it's actually looking pretty good, though. I'm pretty happy with it. Pretty good stream, too. Got a nice chatter in there. So thank you to Darth Clorox for joining the stream and helping me out. It's really hard to do these streams when nobody's commenting or saying anything, but I do try to get by. So, of course, I'm very happy with how this one went. So, I'll be seeing you guys in the next stream. And that's about it for this one. I do got like two and a half minutes left. Yeah, so that's about it. That's all I'm going to be doing this stream. It does kind of piss me off that I can't find those parts. I feel like I should be able to find them. Might actually try to just look through some of my bins right now. Yeah, 1 second. Yeah, I'm just going to sift through some parts during the remaining section of this. If I see any more chats, that's fine, but otherwise, I think I'm just going to sort of try to find some parts, because I really don't want to work on this too much later. Of course, I still am happy with the progress I made in this one. I feel like I could have done a better roof somehow, but I don't know, it's good enough for now. That's actually a useful part. Yeah, it's good enough for me. So I'm just going to put this back to where it was. We're at a minute left. But I'm pretty happy with this. So thank you guys for joining in. Thank you guys for watching and all that. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, Darth Clorox. You were an outstanding person in this stream. You really did ask a couple good questions. So thank you for that. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.